Yana Kasyan had a dream that was not just a fleeting thought but a deep-seated desire that had been growing within her for years. She envisioned a life far removed from the one she knew, a life filled with endless possibilities and opportunities. This dream was her beacon, guiding her through the mundane and often challenging days of her life in Ukraine. A dream shared by many, of a life less ordinary, a life where the extraordinary becomes the norm. It was a dream of breaking free from the constraints of her current existence, of stepping into a world where she could truly thrive and be herself. This dream was not just about personal success, but about finding a place where she belonged, where her aspirations could take flight. A life brimming with opportunity, where every day held the promise of something new and exciting. Yana imagined herself achieving milestones she had only dared to dream of, celebrating successes that seemed out of reach in her current life. She saw herself surrounded by people who shared her vision, who supported and uplifted each other in their collective pursuit of greatness. She longed for the bright lights and bustling streets of America, a land that symbolized freedom and endless possibilities. The iconic images of New York City, with its towering skyscrapers and vibrant energy, filled her with a sense of excitement and anticipation. She dreamed of walking through Times Square, feeling the pulse of the city that never sleeps, and knowing that she was part of something much bigger than herself, a land where she believed anything was possible. The American dream, with its promise of prosperity and success, called to her like a siren song. She envisioned herself standing before the Statue of Liberty, feeling a profound sense of hope and possibility. This was the land where dreams were made, where hard work and determination could turn even the most improbable aspirations into reality. Leaving behind her life as a tax prosecutor in Ukraine, she made the difficult decision to pursue her dream. It was a leap of faith, a bold move that required immense courage and determination. She packed her bags, said her goodbyes, and set off on a journey that would change her life forever. The path ahead was uncertain, but her resolve was unwavering. She took a leap of faith, boarding a plane that would carry her across the ocean to a new world. As the plane ascended into the sky, she felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. This was the moment she had been waiting for, the beginning of a new chapter in her life. She looked out the window, watching as the familiar landscape of her homeland faded into the distance, replaced by the vast expanse of the ocean. She envisioned a career in fashion, a loving family, and a future filled with joy and fulfillment. She saw herself designing beautiful clothes, creating art that would inspire and delight. She dreamed of building a family, of finding love and happiness in a new land. Her future was painted in the vibrant hues of the American dream, a tapestry of hope and possibility. A future painted in the vibrant hues of the American dream. The colorful city skylines, the bustling urban lifestyle, all of it seemed within her grasp. She imagined herself thriving in this new environment, embracing the challenges and opportunities that came her way. The American dream was not just a distant fantasy, but a tangible goal that she was determined to achieve. Little did she know, her journey would take a sinister turn. The bright lights and bustling streets that had once filled her with hope would soon become the backdrop for a nightmare. The land of opportunity, with all its promise and potential, would reveal a darker side that she had never imagined. Her dream, once so full of promise, would be overshadowed by a growing sense of fear and uncertainty. The land of opportunity would become a stage for unimaginable horror. The very place that had symbolized hope and possibility would become a setting for tragedy and despair. The dream she had nurtured for so long would be shattered, replaced by a harsh and unforgiving reality. The vibrant hues of the American dream would fade, giving way to the dark shadows of a nightmare. Her pursuit of happiness would be brutally cut short. The life she had envisioned, the future she had dreamed of, would be taken from her in an instant. The people who had once shared her joy and hope would now gather in grief, mourning the loss of a bright and promising life. The candles they lit in her memory would flicker in the darkness, a poignant reminder of the fragility of dreams. And her story, a cautionary tale, would serve as a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk beneath the surface. Her journey, once filled with hope and promise, would become a lesson for others, a warning of the perils that can accompany even the most well-intentioned dreams. Her legacy would be one of both inspiration and caution, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of vigilance, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. The shadows that had once seemed distant and unimportant would now loom large, a constant presence in the lives of those who knew her story. Her dream, once so full of light and color, would be forever tinged with the darkness of her tragic fate. And yet, even in the midst of this darkness, her spirit would endure, a beacon of hope and resilience for all who dared to dream. Los Angeles shimmered with promise. Palm trees swayed gently in the warm breeze, their silhouettes etched against the vibrant hues of the setting sun. The city was alive, a sprawling metropolis where dreams were born and sometimes shattered. The sun-kissed golden skin, casting a warm glow on the beachgoers who lounged lazily on the sandy shores. The rhythmic sound of waves crashing against the shore provided a soothing backdrop to the city's hustle and bustle. The air crackled with ambition, a palpable energy that seemed to infuse every corner of Los Angeles. On the busy streets, people moved with purpose, their eyes filled with dreams of stardom and success. Hollywood Boulevard was a testament to this relentless pursuit, with its iconic Walk of Fame and bustling crowds. It was here, in the City of Angels, that Yana encountered Blake Leibel. Their meeting was serendipitous, a chance encounter that would change their lives forever. Yana, a hopeful actress with dreams of making it big, was instantly drawn to Blake's enigmatic presence. Blake was a man of privilege, a Canadian heir with a family fortune and a burgeoning career as a graphic novelist. His life was a blend of luxury and creativity, a world that seemed both alluring and intimidating. He had a way of making those around him feel special, and Yana was no exception. Their connection was instant, a whirlwind romance fueled by shared dreams and undeniable attraction. They spent their days exploring the city, from the glitzy streets of Beverly Hills to the artistic enclaves of Silver Lake. Nights were filled with intimate dinners and deep conversations, each moment bringing them closer together. Blake, with his brooding good looks and artistic temperament, seemed to embody the allure of Hollywood. He was a man of many talents, his mind constantly brimming with ideas and stories. Yana found herself captivated by his passion and creativity, seeing in him a kindred spirit. He showered Yana with affection and promised her the world. Lavish gifts, romantic getaways, and heartfelt gestures became the norm. Blake's love was intense and consuming, making Yana feel like the center of his universe. They moved into a luxurious West Hollywood apartment, a symbol of their love and success. The apartment was a dream come true, with its panoramic views of the city and opulent interiors. It was a place where they could build their future together, away from the prying eyes of the world. Soon their happiness was amplified by the arrival of their daughter, a beautiful baby girl who seemed to cement their bond. The little one brought joy and laughter into their lives, making their love story even more magical. Yana and Blake embraced their new roles as parents, cherishing every moment with their precious child. But behind the facade of their idyllic life, a storm was brewing. Blake's behavior became increasingly erratic. His temper flared, his mood swung wildly, and Yana found herself walking on eggshells. The man she loved seemed to be slipping away, replaced by a stranger consumed by darkness. Whispers of Blake's troubled past began to surface. His graphic novel, Syndrome, explored the darkest recesses of the human psyche, depicting violence and gore in graphic detail. Was it mere artistic expression, or a chilling foreshadowing of the horrors to come? As the days turned into weeks, Yana's dream began to unravel, the threads of her perfect life pulled apart by an unseen hand. Section 4. The House of Horrors. On May 26, 2016, a chilling discovery sent shockwaves through the city. Yana Kasyan, the vibrant young woman who had dared to dream of a better life, was found dead in her West Hollywood apartment. But this was no ordinary tragedy. The details of her death were too gruesome, too horrific to comprehend. Yana had been brutally tortured, her body bearing the marks of unimaginable cruelty. The apartment, once a sanctuary of love and laughter, was transformed into a scene ripped straight from a nightmare. Blood stained the walls, furniture was overturned, and an eerie silence hung in the air, a stark contrast to the screams that must have echoed through the halls. Section 5. Justice for Yana. This is a story that has gripped the hearts and minds of many. A tale of love turned into a nightmare, and a quest for justice that has left no stone unturned. The investigation pointed to one suspect, Blake Leibel. From the moment the police arrived at the crime scene, the evidence began to mount against him. The chilling details of the crime scene painted a horrifying picture, one that would haunt the investigators for years to come. He was apprehended, his eyes vacant, his demeanor chillingly calm. It was as if he was detached from the reality of his actions, a man lost in his own dark world. The police lineup and subsequent interrogations revealed a man who showed no remorse, no emotion, just an eerie calmness that sent shivers down the spine of everyone involved. The man who had promised Yana the world now stood accused of taking her life in the most brutal way imaginable. Their love story, once filled with dreams and promises, had turned into a nightmare. The crime scene aftermath was a stark contrast to the happy moments they had shared, leaving friends and family in utter shock and disbelief. The trial that followed was a media sensation, a macabre spectacle that captivated and horrified the nation. Every detail of the case was scrutinized, every piece of evidence dissected. The courtroom was packed with journalists, artists, and curious onlookers, all eager to witness the unfolding drama. The media vans outside the courthouse were a testament to the public's insatiable appetite for every twist and turn of the trial. Prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence painting a picture of a man consumed by jealousy and rage. They meticulously laid out the timeline of events, the motive, and the gruesome details of the crime. The evidence photos displayed in court were graphic and disturbing, leaving no doubt about the brutality of the act. The prosecutor's arguments were compelling, leaving the jury and the audience in stunned silence. They argued that Blake, inspired by his own gruesome writings, had tortured and murdered Yana in a fit of unimaginable violence. His dark crime novels, filled with graphic depictions of violence, were presented as evidence of his twisted mind. The courtroom artist's sketches captured the intensity of the trial, the tension palpable as the prosecution laid out their case. Blake's demeanor in court was cold and unfeeling, a stark contrast to the horror of his alleged actions. The defense, desperate to save their client from a life behind bars, claimed insanity, arguing that Blake was not in control of his actions. They painted a picture of a man tormented by his own mind, a victim of his own mental illness. The defense team worked tirelessly, consulting with experts and presenting their arguments with fervor. They hoped to convince the jury that Blake was not a cold-blooded killer, but a man in the grip of a severe psychological breakdown. Section 6. Echoes of Fiction. One piece of evidence proved particularly damning: Blake's graphic novel, Syndrome. The book, with its graphic depictions of torture and murder, became a chilling reflection of Yana's fate. Prosecutors argued that the novel was not merely a work of fiction but a blueprint for Blake's horrific crime. The courtroom buzzed with whispers as experts analyzed the similarities between the novel and the crime scene. The details were too similar to ignore, the parallels too eerie to dismiss as mere coincidence. It was as if Blake had blurred the lines between fantasy and reality, his art imitating life in the most gruesome way imaginable.